And so, we arrive at the main event of the evening, kuxir97 versus Scrub Killa. In what will be their 8th official competitive matchup, Scrub leads the overall series score record by 4 wins to 3, and the overall game score record by 14 to 13. So not a lot separating these two historically. Mutual respect is also shared and through the roof between these two, but you know that they won't hold back when they get down to the field. Speaking of which, that's actually where we're headed right now. Well, I guess that's also technically where I am right now. But anyway, let's get into the match. Another chapter in one of the oldest rivalries in Rocket League. Kuxir versus Scrub Killa. Scrub Killa has had the better half of this back and forth in their most recent matchups. Of course, most recently winning in a best of 3 in New York for the Supernova LAN. But Kuxir has had plenty series wins against Scrub Killa in the past. This will be the first time that these guys match up with these two cars. I don't know how Scrub is going to feel going up against the Cyclone Kux. I don't know if he was aware that this was a possibility going into the match. Kuxir should be well aware that Scrub has been practicing the bat for quite some time now. And that's a great first touch by Scrub to take control of the ball, putting Kuxir on the back foot. And Kux really had to challenge there. He decided to try and reverse and retake control, but Scrub was just a little bit too good with that ground shot. Nice little ball chase there by Scrub to keep Kuxir away from shooting. Kuxir missing a ton of power on his own hit. And that's going to bring Scrub into the play. Scrub has the mid boost. He's just walked right into Kuxir though, and it will be a tie game with Kuxir getting an early goal. This is really important for him. We saw in the series versus Fairy how much Kux needs that early goal, so that he doesn't have too much work to do later on, so he doesn't have to put himself out of his comfort zone with early challenges. Scrub Killa fires early. Kux is there at the near post top corner. Another pass in field to Kux really from Scrub. He's got to be really careful with these hits. He's walking right into Kux. That is a fantastic touch though. Scrub is going to be tough to get the ball past in the final third. I don't know if he's ready for Kux's style of dribbling. Let's see what he can do. He's managed to get a touch on the ball. Kux will probably go up for this. Indeed he will. Manages to put it on target. Scrub is there with the save. And he will now go off the wall. A lot of work to be done if he wants to get this on target. And there is a semi-dunk on the ball. With good awareness again by Kux. He's forever ready for the worst case scenario. At least so it seems. Wall shot. Missing a bit of power. That's been Kux's biggest problem so far this game 1. He has had a couple of opportunities to fire on Scrub's net, which looks undefended at the time. But if he can find a bit more power, it's going to really help him. Decides to go to the ground again, waiting for the ball to bounce lower. Scrub is just not interested in doing anything at all, it seems. Kux had him at his mercy there. The Scrub does escape without conceding. This is exactly the kind of game Kux wants to play, though I'm not sure if it's a wise decision by Scrub to walk into this battle. As Kux is looking as good as ever, if not better. In the controlled, patient back and forth. He's got a chance at the near post. Scrub Killa is going to swat him away with an early turnaround. Well, Kux has had most of the possession so far this game. It's a good shot by Scrub, not on target, but keeps Kux back and now threatens to demolish at the other end. Scrub with the mind game. He doesn't have much boost to play with. He needs to make the most of this, and he doesn't quite make the most of it. That's going to be on the goal line. Tantalizingly close for Scrub, but Kuxir stands strong in the way. And there's the counter-attack shot. That will roll in close to the post, but not close enough. And now another problem arises for Scrub Killa. That was a frustrating exchange for him. Can he now forget about that and move on with the series? Well, with kickoffs like this, it might not be too much. But oh no, never mind. The tilt has fully set in. Crossbar once again. Scrub Killa's worst enemy. Kuxir sideways air dribble. He's got so much pace on this one. And what an angle change. Scrub Killa not expecting Kux to get that many touches. He was almost able to get between that ball and his goal, but not with the mastery of kuxir97, who's just won another kickoff, by the way, and will come off the ceiling. Is he going to be able to scoop this one over? Scrub is there. Not a great recovery by Kux. He's got no wave dash as well. Scrub should have put this one in. I believe he has. And that's unusual to see Kux going off the ceiling in a 1v1. Last time I saw him play, ceiling shots weren't really a thing that much in the ones arena. He got a decent shot on it, but the recovery was just not there for him. Scrub Killa did well to punish. It's still very, very close here between these two, but Scrub Killa gets denied by the crossbar yet again, and I feel like that's his biggest problem so far this game. Gets away with this one. Kuxir not able to put in that shot. And now Scrub is going straight at Kux. He's looking for the bump play. Kuxir stays grounded, but he can't get in the way of the ball. What a play by Scrub. Blocking Kuxir from even jumping off the ground. Did he just get sat on? I believe he did. There it is. Kux knew he had to jump, but straight after he does it, Scrub lands on him from above. Kux has a chance actually to put this into the open net. That's not an easy shot, but Kuxir flicks it in effortlessly to retake the lead. One of the better looking kickoff goals that you're going to see today. Well played by Kux. Scrub knew that that was happening. He had to fling himself in the way of it as best as he could. Well, there was no stopping that one. Can Scrub Killa return the favour with a bump onto Kux? He's given himself a good chance. Once again, though, Kuxir gets in the way, and he wants Scrub to come in. The power shot is threatening. Kuxir straight down the middle, letting the ball bounce lower. He's got Scrub exactly where he wants him. And now he's just going to play keep away. Great recovery there by Scrub, though. To be first to that ball, it's definitely surprised Kux. The hook shot gets lined up. It's a wide open net for Scrub. Kuxir somehow gets back. How does he do it? I was ready to say tie game, Scrub Killa with a fantastic counter-attack, and then somehow Kuxir gets back in time. What a game one Kux has played, but it is not over. Scrub manages to get 50 boost. He drops the ball though. Disappointing end for Scrub Killa. Kuxir gets a win in the league versus one of his oldest rivals in the game. Scrub's not going to be too frustrated dropping games to Kuxir. He's got a lot of respect for Kux. And although getting your league started with a loss is far from helpful to your chances moving forwards, I've heard Scrub say that he's found it really enjoyable to play against Kux, pretty much regardless of the result. And the same is not true of the Fairy Peak matchup, which Scrub has always been second best in. Great positioning by Kux. He's again able to recover so quickly. My goodness, his goalkeeping is looking very clean. Scrub been able to surprise Kux so far this game. Can Kux surprise Scrub at the other end? Another flick straight up in the air and a fake jump where he decides it's probably better not to follow up in the air on that one. Scrub Killa misses his infield dribble, decides to go to the outside. Pinch shot incoming. Kuxir can't hit it though this time. I don't know if he's had much practice at that with his new car choice. Scrub Killa has certainly had enough practice of this. Really nice 50-50. It was all there. That's the full package there by Scrub Killa. Like first touch off the wall, setting up the open net. He secures it very, very easily. Kux is doing pretty well on kickoffs so far. That's not a bad shot. Scrub with a great save though. Kux has managed to diminish Scrub's boost total just a little bit though. That's a Much better save by Scrub Killa. He's got to watch out for Kux coming in with a demo. Scrub can't have much boost here. He's down to 10 now. Flick is pretty good though. It's on target. What a play by Scrub. 10 boost and he still goes for the flick. And maybe that's the thing that's been missing so far this series. We saw last game a lot of his flicks were going into the crossbar. This time he doesn't quite have the boost to flick it with serious power. And it ends up helping him. Scrub Killa closing the distance here. He's got no boost yet again though, and he's given Kux an open net. Kux not able to put it in though, and Scrub Killa, what a turnaround, just like that. He saves the shot and sets up one of his own at the other end. And that's going to scare Kux away from taking any tight angle shots into Scrub Killa's near post area, especially if the Batmobile is there. 3-0 for Scrub. He's gone up in the air again. Very little boost for Scrub. Can Kuxir find the open net? He's going to go off the wall and he puts it in. Nicely done by Kux. This is a good read by Kux to set this one up. Scrub's been ball chasing pretty much every kickoff that he loses. He's moving in with a low boost to try and make an early pressure play. And if Kux gets a read on that, he can just hit the ball over the top himself. Has he just given away a goal? Yes, he has. That is a huge let-off for Scrub Killa, who may have been facing an unstoppable kickoff shot. I think he might have been there. Looking at it again on his perspective, he may have been able to save Kux's shot there, but didn't have to. Kux accidentally double jumps past the ball. Another kickoff win though for Kux. Scrub Killa's fake challenge does nothing. Kuxir, just like that, gets the ball past him. And he's bringing back these backflip flicks. Not something you see too often nowadays. The close range backflip flick. Something Marky Duda popularized way, way back. Faking the cross the goal shot and then cutting it towards the near post. The thing that's so good about it is it's very difficult for the opponent to follow up on. Oh my goodness, Scrub Killa gets the air dribble over the top. I was expecting Kux to get a touch on this one. Scrub Killa just with that last hit manages to take it past him. Well played. Most of the time in that position, Scrub will go for the air dribble bump, but it's good to mix in a real air dribble every now and then. Keep your opponent guessing. There's a 6-2 kickoff goal for Scrub Killa. We're going to have a close series, it seems. Like I was saying before, though, that backflip pop that Kux keeps using. Very difficult to turn a save on one of them into an attack of your own. That's what makes it so good. Scrub Killa might have just own goal. Oh my goodness, he's taken it under control. Touch and go stuff here for Scrub Killa. Kux has managed to spy that that Scrub rather has no boost. Now that's going to be remedied for Scrub, but Kux still has him in a bit of an awkward spot. Gets it past him again, and he will put one more in. Third goal for Kux in game 2. This is so interesting to watch. He just keeps on popping the ball past goalkeepers. That seems to be his strategy these days. And I think it's going to rise in popularity after people see how well it's working against some of the best players in the world. Fairy Peak before this, and now Scrub. Both struggling to deal with these plays. Again, Kux not able to hit his pinch shot. Scrub was well aware of that one. Here comes the bump though. Scrub will turn around fairly easily and score the other end. This is very uncharacteristic of Kux to walk in and go for one of these, but well played by Scrub. He saved the ball and avoided getting tripped up in the process. 4-goal lead is going to be extremely difficult to come back from. Kux has shanked another shot wide. Scrub Killa deciding not to go for boost there is huge. That is such a good play by Scrub. That's the difference between conceding a shot and scoring a goal. Great field awareness there by Scrub Killa. Many players would have just gone for boost in the corner there and conceded. Scrub knows the threat was looming. Kuxir needs to pretty much score with every chance he's going to get now if he wants a shot to come back in this one. Scrub's not really going to let that happen though. Not without a fight. And he could certainly run down the clock from here. Kux is charging in every time he can. He knows he has to. And that's what Scrub wants him to do. He needs Kux to be out of the game for as long as possible, and he's done well. Once again, over a minute on the clock was left when Killa started defending this 5-goal lead. And so far, I don't think Kux has had much of a touch on the ball. Killa with the boost advantage. He's going to air dribble it over the top yet again. 9-3. It's ended up being quite one-sided here in Game 2. But I'm impressed by how Scrub played when this lead was a lot smaller. He did look very much in control of this one from start to finish. Going into Game 3, I can't really tell you what to expect. What a shot though by Killa. My goodness. These are tough to stop. Killa catching this one at the end of his dodge. Look at that. The ball lifting up much higher than Kux expected. Much higher than almost anybody expected. 7 goals in it now. Scrub will be wanting to pick up as many goals as he can. In terms of ties in the league, game win percentage will be the tiebreaker, of course. But there is the $100 award for the top scorer in the league as well. I'm sure Killa is going to be in the running for that one, especially with games like this where he's getting so many goals. Make it 11, 10 seconds left. And Kux is just conceding all over the shop now. Trying to do his own version of that last second dodge and catch midair that we saw Killa pull off earlier. These two have always been back and forth. I don't think we've ever seen a sweep between them in either player's favor, so it's no surprise to see the tie series 1-1 going into Game 3. Let's get started. The third match between kuxir97 and Killa. These two get to play each other quite a lot these days with their main rosters in 3v3. First year that Scrub's been able to play in the Premier 3v3 division of our LCS. Kux has been there, of course, since the very beginning. And this year it was, in fact, Kux that came out on top with a huge sweep over Rena Vitality during that league play. And not a bad run at the World Championships. I know they're going to be wanting to do better than that though in the future. Reverse 45-degree flick not working for Kux. The mind game also not going past Killa. It's a cheeky little touch though by Kuxir. The only reason, of course, that he's dodging like that is so that he can pick up the boost after he's completed the dodge. Both players are very, very good at calling each other's bluffs. It's rare that you see a mind game work between these two. And there we do have what you could call a different type of mind game. Killa shooting early here to mix things up. I'm sure Kux was expecting him to take another touch there, and that is not what Scrub had planned. 2-0. An early lead for the young Scotsman. He's got to be careful though. This is obviously never over. There's few players who are as good at crafting out a comeback as Kux is. Killa going for the backboard here. Tight angle rebound. Squashes it in. What a play by Scrub. I believe Kux even got a touch on this one, but it doesn't matter when Killa is able to get way more. There was multiple actually touches in that by Kux, but Scrub just squashed it over the top of him. What a rebound. Great control with the Batmobile. Wave dash shot by Kux. Will he go up for this? Yes, he will. That was clean. I hope we get to see this again on the replay. Wave dash to shoot the ball. That is rare. My goodness, that was good to see from Kux. He's got this. He's got his first goal back. A long way to go, of course, especially when you're against someone who's got as strong a kickoff as Killa does. 4-1 now. You know, overall, I think kickoffs have been fairly even between these two, but Killa has always got that kickoff goal in his back pocket, where other players might have a strong kickoff followed by a possession play. Scrub finds a way to almost score directly off the wall shot by Kux. He's caught it late in his dodge, but Not able to surprise Scrub Killa. That touch might be more surprising though. Great speed by Scrub. After realizing that his first touch was not going to go past Kux, he recovers well. Staying around with low boost. Great save by Kux, but the decisions here by Scrub to stay in offense are really doing wonders for him. Could have backed off there and gone for boost in the midfield, but why do that when you can force your opponents into a bad save and then pick up their boost and the ball at the same time? That's definitely a superior outcome. Scrub Killa, I thought for a second he was dribbling that into the post, but he does put it in for 5-1. And he's really starting to rack up quite a lead here, not just in this game, but between this one and the last. Maybe the game one was a bit of a warm-up for Scrub. Is this now what we're going to see for the rest of the series? Kuxir pretty much just has to find a way to stop getting dominated in kickoffs right now. It was pretty even earlier on. It certainly isn't now. Scrub Killa being a bit too fast for Kux in most of these plays. Another good boost steal. Kuxir maybe getting a bit frustrated here, going for a bump onto Scrub. He knows that he's not going to get too many looks at the ball in terms of possession. Scrub Killa has definitely done a better job than Fairy did at controlling the play against Kux. Fairy was just clinical and scraped out 3 wins. Scrub Killa has found a way to dominate in back-to-back games here. There's so long left in this one as well. And already so many goals scored for Scrub. You know, you'd usually be saying with this much time left, there's the chance of the comeback, but it just doesn't look likely with Scrub Killa being this dominant. This is outrageous by Scrub Killa. And Kux is definitely frustrated. He's trying everything he can think of to get the ball off Scrub Killa, and almost nothing works. Finally a chance for Kux. He's waiting till the very last second again. Hits the crossbar, aerial shot underneath the bar on the second attempt, and it was a gorgeous finish by Kuxir. Scrub Killa kind of accepting the challenge here. He probably knows he should challenge earlier than that, but he decides to stay with it, and Kuxir does get his first goal in a long time. Can he find any more though? This is the problem for Kux, is that his usual play style doesn't lead to high scoring comebacks. Certainly not as many goals as you'd expect somebody like Scrub to be scoring in quick succession. Kux takes a bit longer to figure out his goals. Scrub Killa just scores from pretty much anywhere. 9-2. An aerial battle won in dominant fashion by Scrub this time. You know, with this much time left, Kux has to step out of his comfort zone. He needs to just go all out aggression now and just believe that he can score from any position, but this sort of bouncing slow approach is not going to help him out. Save by Scrub at the near post. Aerial shot by Kux also gets blocked. Scrub Killa is just dealing with everything right now, and that's 20 seconds gone since the last kickoff. Still no goal for kuxir97. Long shot with a single jump. Scrub is able to grab the ball and bump Kux off the boost. This is just not going to work for Kux when he goes this far behind this early in the game. He needs to find a faster way of creating chances and scoring. Not enough power this time. Scrub Killa holds on yet again. And a boost miss by Kux. That's just the tilt adding up. Scrub Killa popping this one in for the 10th goal in game 3. And I think Kux will already be thinking about that game 4. He's done it in the past. He has managed to reverse sweep, mini reverse sweep Scrub. But with how well Scrub is playing, it is not going to be easy. Well played on Kux's shot here. He needs plenty more of these. Not this game, but the next one. He should be saving these strong kickoff plays for game 4. Well, I'm sure he'll take any amount of practice he can get gladly at this point. Will Kux go off the wall? Yes, he will. That's what he needs to be doing. But of course, he needs to be scoring when he does it. But faster plays, more direct plays straight to the goal were what was necessary for Kux about maybe 2 minutes ago when he got this comeback finally started. There is no delay in Rocket League 1v1. If you want to make these 5, 6, 7, even 8 goal comebacks, you need to go as fast as possible on every single play. Looks like Scrub will be conceding one more. Long shot creeps in, but he'll be pretty happy with how things are going right now. How can you be upset when you're dominating one of your biggest rivals this hard? And not just that, but racking up all these goals. This top scorer will definitely be within Scrub's grasp if he can play like this in all of his other games. Kux again going for the pinch. He gets it this time, and it is going to creep in, I believe. And there is a nice shot from Scrub. Third time lucky. Again, I say though, should Kux be saving this for the next game? Decided to use the diagonal dodge for this one. It is a beautiful thing to see executed so well. As Kux does fire one in from distance to make this a little bit more bearable. But it is not a good way to finish a game. Can Scrub Killa cross the finish line? He's 5 minutes away from an incredibly impressive win against Kux, who looked like a brand new player in game one. And then after Scrub Killa started to up the ante, take a few more highly mechanical shots, Kux wasn't really able to hang. That's a huge demo in the back corner by Scrub. Kux would have had the boost advantage and probably ball control as well had it not been for that demolish. Kux has managed to bump Scrub away from the play here though. He's going to have a lot of time to craft out a shot, and finally he's not trailing by many goals when he gets into this position, the position he wants to be in. He sees Scrub lurking around at the edge of the box there. He's not done badly here as Kux. The flick is off target though. Scrub Killa was aware of that. He had a good line to see it happening. And now it's all about that block. Scrub Killa trying to get in the way of multiple clears. Actually fakes challenge on 2 of them. And then puts it into the open net. Massive mind game by Scrub there. Only 13 boosts left. And he found the one way that he could actually score. Kux was terrified of the dunk on the outside and then on the inside. We forgot about the potential for the mind game. Equalizes with a flick though. And that's something that we've not seen too often, especially in this series. An early goal after a kickoff by kuxir97. We're just over a minute into this game. It's a good rate so far for Kuxir in terms of how few goals Scrub has been scoring. And there's the second one for Kux. Careless by Scrub to miss so much power on that ball. He kind of dodges past it rather than through it. But I'm sure Scrub isn't too worried just yet. What can Kux do with a 1-goal lead? He's going to go for another flick. And I'll tell you what, the flicks are looking pretty good. This time side flips it into the crossbar. Thinks about going off the ceiling, but Scrub Killa was very ready for that one. Kuxir instead lurking at the edge of the box. Just misses out. What would have been a very nice pickup. It's great goalkeeping though by Scrub. Even though that shot was wide left of the net, he's still able to get back and contest it. Flip reset. First one that we've seen so far by Scrub Killa. Lands it, but the flick wasn't really that helpful. Good save by Kux on the close range double touch that Scrub is able to bring to the table. That's a nice challenge as well by Kux. Good angle that he comes in from. Pretty much nullifies anything that Scrub can do. And it should be an open net for Scrub. Now he's decided to slow play this one into the half volley, and why not when you can pick your spots as well as he can. 2-all. Kux was racing back, expecting the early shot. Scrub rather, finds him on the wrong foot, sticks it in the far corner. We're all tied up in game 4. Love to see a game 5, of course, here for all you neutral spectators out there. I'm sure that we have just in general fans of Rocket League 1v1 delighted to see Kux back in action and bringing us some of the most interesting games we've seen in recent time. Of course, Kux has been playing a bit more ranked 1v1 in the lead up to this tournament, and he's not quite as dominant of a force in ranked as he used to be for 1v1. Still very, very high rated in 3s, of course. But that might be largely due to the fact that the 1v1 ranked meta has kind of left Kux behind. This game that we're witnessing between him and Scrub is more of what you're used to seeing from Kux games in the past. I don't think ranked games would look like this with how much people ball chase on challenges. Scrub looking threatening from distance. He's taking an early shot here. Kux goes for the boost. Scrub misses. Now pinch shot by Kux. He's gone way high on this one. Unless Scrub messes up, it will be another attack for him. He's got Kux backing off. Good stop though in the near post by Kux. Scrub Killa turning around a bit early there. Still though manages to turn it into an additional shot. Scrub Killa with 4 shots here in quick succession, and he's got the ball past Kux yet again. Not much boost to work with though. What can Scrub do from this position? Kux playing so patiently, and he needs to, because Scrub was threatening both a shot and a double touch there. Kux manages to block both of them. Pinch on the ground by Scrub. Kux still in the way, holding on for dear life in this series. What can Scrub do off the ceiling this time? Another ground pinch. Kux with a half flip and the open net conversion. What a turnaround by Kux. Scrub Killa had him on the back foot for so long, but all he needed was 1 split second on the ball. Half flips through it and secures the open net at the other end. And all these goals that Scrub Killa won the previous 2 games by suddenly don't look like much, because Scrub is gonna be tied up now unless he can find an equalizer late in game 4. Kux with ball control. Not seen any of these side flip shots that he's famous for. There's one. Pops it as he leaves. Kux will have to make a couple more saves here if he wants to close out the game with this 1-goal lead. Scrub's kind of ran out of angles to work with. He'll try again from the other side. Early dodge. Retakes control of the ball, but it's another floor pinch. Spotted by Kuxir, and he's going to stay in control this one as long as he can. The pinch is quite helpful for him here. Now it's in an awkward spot for Scrub, who has a lot of work to do, and even though he gets the ball past Kux, it's going to go on the ground. 2-2. We are going into game 5. Here it is. Mannfield night. Forever the venue for high-level ones. Scrub Killa wins the first kickoff and tries to cut in field early. Decides to try and bully this one in. He's got a great shot. Kux not ready for that one, but still very good at knowing the dimensions of his own goal, even if it is behind him. There's a couple of good saves there by Kux. He tries to take it off the wall. He's got to grab boost though. Scrub is coming. He's bringing his entire offensive arsenal with him. Double touch from close range. Scrub Killa so clean. Passes it to himself off the near post, with Kux creeping forward off his goal line, and he never stood a chance. What a play by Scrub. Just 36 seconds into this game, finds his first goal. And he gets another kickoff possession as well. This is a strong one also. Will he go up into the air? Yes, he will. Decides to flick it backwards. Still expecting to see more air dribble bumps by Scrub, but look at that. Kux, easy as you like, steps in to the challenge zone and takes the ball right away from Scrub Killa. He was looking for a 50-50 there. He maybe expected Kux to go for a bit more of a dunk on that one, whereas Kux was staying fairly close to it. Awkward position now for Kux. The ball is not in a position he can chip off the wall very easily. Accidentally lands backwards here. And now he's going to have to bail on this attack. A shot is coming for Scrub Killa at the other end. Good block by Kux. Scrub Killa took a little bit too long on that one. Kux has to fire a wall clear because he can't see where Scrub is. Oh my goodness, what a save by Kux! How does he do this so consistently? Just effortlessly flicking the ball into his own crossbar. Just the 1 or 2 pixels as the ball passes him by. That shot though by Scrub is too good, even for Kux to save. What a heavyweight battle we're witnessing here. The shooting of Scrub Killa versus the goalkeeping of Kuxir. And Kuxir might have a bit of shooting of his own. I think he's clanked the post though. It bounces low. Thankfully for Kux, that one did not roll up the wall. What a nightmare that would have been. And he dove to the right to block that kickoff. Well played by Kux. He's adapting his kickoff mid-series here, mid-game even. He saw that Scrub was very weak to one side and he countered, but I'll tell you who's weak on the inside this time is Kux. He smashes his face off the wall. And that is careless. Not only did he go for the boost to the side of the field, he also took a scenic route to get there. Scrub up again by 1 goal. It's a dangerous position for Kuxir to be in. This is not too dissimilar to game 2 and 3, which Scrub is able to run away with. Early challenge by Kux, but he's gone for a block high. Scrub stays low. He's got an open net and he's going to place it well. 4-2. Is this the moment where Scrub Killa starts to extend the lead? Put the pressure on his Italian opponent. Kux sticking around here because Scrub missed the boost to the midfield. Scrub actually doing well to keep Kux away from this one. Kux really wants to take a challenge in that position, but Scrub Killa is backing him off with all these little fake jumps and recovering from them all to retake control of the ball without too much difficulty. Kux again accepting the 50-50 in Scrub's half. Has to turn the 22 boost though, so he doesn't give up the possession of the ball, something he struggled to grab. Again trying to snipe that top corner at the near post with that backflip flick, but what happens when you miss and you don't have any boost and you're this close is not ideal for Kuxir. Scrub Killa picks up a freebie there. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left for Kux to make the comeback happen. Been a great series between these two. So right now Scrub Killa has the better result. Finally though, Kux gets his hands on the ball. This is something he's not had much of this game. Scrub Killa able to snuff out that attack all too easily. He's going up for a rebound here. Kux has stayed low, perhaps reading this bounce a little bit better than him. Good touch by Scrub, look at that. Backing up Kux. Giving himself multiple opportunities to fire from distance. Kux has been fairly aware of those bump attempts and these demos, which have really become popular since he took a hiatus from 1v1. Even though he's been able to avoid the majority of the demolished plays, he's still second best in this series for the time being. Kux not enough boosts here to really make a play. Even though Scrub Killa is also low on boost, he's got the ball, so he should be just fine. Oh, never mind, hold on. This might be half a chance for Kux. He's got to get the perfect touch, and he almost manages to scoop that one in with an aerial shot. Scrub Killa wasting a lot of time here. Flip reset is threatening. There it is. Kuxir moves in early, though. He doesn't want to give Scrub any additional time. And now shows Scrub how it's done. At the other end, we will have a little bit of a worrying end now for Scrub. He's got to be careful for that dunk kickoff that Kux pulled off earlier in the game. What are we going to see here? It is that same dunk kickoff. This time Scrub Killa forces it to the outside. so he's not so susceptible to it. 38 seconds. Scrub Killa with all the control in the world. Kux is just trying anything at this point to get to get Scrub out of the game. He's done it, but the boost is just not there. Scrub Killa looking good, and he can waste all the time he wants. He's just keeping the ball as far away from Kux as he can. Hold on though, is that bouncing down? Kux might have a chance. What bump by Scrub Killa! Pull shotting Kux into missing that shot. I believe that will be the play that secures the game for Scrub. Unless Kux can really get a move on. I just don't think there's enough time. He's going to score, but the clock's already hit 0. Fantastic series. But Scrub Killa will take it 3-2. And that is GG's. Another enthralling chapter in the epic tale of Kuxir versus Scrub Killa, and also another win for the youngster. It is pretty cool to realise, however, that we were only one Kuxir Game 5 win away from a completely even win-loss record both in series and games after 8 competitive matchups. As things stand, however, Scrub, with that win, will tie Ixo for 3rd place in the league, as both have 3-2 victories in the series which they won. Kux is also tied for his position, but unfortunately for him, it's 7th place with Flakes, as both have been swept and also suffered 3-2 defeats. Come back tomorrow to find out if Ixo can keep the pressure on Fairy at the top of the table. He needs to beat Ocelon if he wants to join the Frenchman on 2 wins. Ocelon, meanwhile, will be making his league debut, the last player to do so, and also the last player to qualify for the league after a surprise 3-0 defeat to Bluey in the closed qualifier upper bracket. He did squeak in through the lower bracket though, and will start off the league on equal footing to all the other players. To finish off week 1, we'll have episode 5 of Scrub vs OSM, both of them currently having 2 wins each in the 4 series that they have played previously. That's on day 7. And then on day 8, we'll see if Ocelon can avenge his qualifier loss to Bluey when they take to the field. And 2 of the all-time greats turn teammates go head-to-head on day 9 when Fairy Peak takes on Scrub Killa. So that just about does it for day 5. We're 1/7 of the way through crowning a champion of Europe. But one final shout out before we go to our beautiful sponsor, Give Your Game. And if you haven't seen it already, please stay tuned for another few minutes to see their hilarious advert that's going to come right after this. For now though, it's goodbye from me. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow for Ixo versus Ocelon.